This lunch, and right after the lunch I am going to introduce you to a very power-packed panel session which I'm sure is going to keep you awake and not feel sleepy at all. And for this panel we have with us, well, what can I say? Some of the biggest experts of this particular industry. And let me first introduce you the panel, the state and the future of the nutrition industry. And the discussions around the same will revolve around a variety of subjects and topics. And before I introduce the honorable panel members, and I'm sure you can see we have a panel of 8 eminent panel members, some of them the champions of this industry, I would like to make a quick announcement. We have made a little change in the agenda, a small slight change. The networking break session, which was supposed to happen right after this panel session, which was just before the award ceremony. So we are postponing that networking break session right after the award ceremony itself, so that we have the break once the award ceremony concludes. So we'll be now starting the India Food Nutrition Summit award ceremony right after the CXO panel session ends, so that we can have the award ceremony and then you can enjoy your networking tea, coffee right after the session. So that would be at 4:30 p.m. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce all the honorable panel members for the State and Future of Nutrition Industry panel in the order of sequence. With a big round of applause, our first panel member, Dr. A.K. Tyagi, Executive Director, Haldirams. Can we have a big round of applause for Tyagi ji? Tyagi ji, welcome to the India Food Nutrition Summit and Awards. We are honored and delighted to have you, sir. Joining Tyagi ji next in the panel, we have Mr. Radhey Dixit, CMD of Ananda Dairy. Can we have a big round of applause for Dixit ji? Dixit ji, welcome to the India Food Nutrition Summit and Awards, sir. Joining them, we have Mr. Rahul Kumar Srivastav, Managing Director, Lactalis India. Can we have a big round of applause for Mr. Srivastav? Rahul ji, welcome to the India Food Nutrition Summit and Awards. Joining the panel now, we have Dr. G.S.Rajorhi, President, Indian Dairy Association. A big round of applause to Dr. Rajorhi. Sir, welcome to the panel and welcome to India Food Nutrition Summit and Awards once again. Joining the panel now, I would like to call on stage Ms. Rini Sanyal, Director, Regulatory Affairs, Herbalife Nutrition. Can we have a big round of applause for Ms. Sanyal? Madam, welcome to the panel and welcome to India Food Nutrition Summit and Awards. Joining next on the panel, we have Mr. Karn Singh, Director Regulatory from Ratan Organics. A big round of applause for Karan ji. Karan ji, welcome to the panel and welcome to India Food Nutrition Summit and Awards. And now I would like to call on stage the honorable moderator of the panel, Mr. Navneet Mehta, Food and Refreshment Global Quality Director from Hindustan Unilever. A big round of applause for Navneet ji. Navneet ji, welcome to the panel and welcome to the India Food Nutrition Summit and Awards. Fantastic panel and couldn't be more impressive. So Navneet ji, all over to you, captain of the ship and the panel, and wishing the panel a fantastic session ahead. Thank you.
And share with you in this panel discussion a wide range of topics. Why I call it a wide range of topics is that this is a CEO panel. And while you would have seen the list of topics which are printed in the brochure, we will be actually selecting some of them rather than going through each and every of those topics, so that we will be able to express with certain level of incisiveness into those specific topics. What we are thinking is, and as we were during the lunch break, we were just having an informal chat amongst us as the panel members, that we will look at the product format, the product regulatory challenges, the opportunities in the market, and then, of course, the larger business challenges. That is how we decided that will make the best impression about this panel discussion for all of us who are present today. So, what I would like to start with is a question or a reflection to myself, that what is one thing which is emerging as a global challenge and which sooner or later will reflect upon our country as well. If we look at when we look at food and nutrition, a very logical thing which comes to our mind is that consumer safety is of paramount importance. And there's no denial on that. That's something which is very logical. And when we talk of consumer safety, we always talk of those cliches which are spoken in HACCP programs, which is the foreign matter contamination or the biological challenges of biological contamination or the chemical contaminants. We also do touch upon the allergen challenges, but in the current context, allergen challenges is not something which has become of paramount importance, especially in the Indian nutrition industry. What I would like to share with you is that if we look at the developed market, which is Europe, North America, and ANZ, which is the Australia, New Zealand markets, allergen is something which has become a very strong regulatory requirement. And if we look at, there is a special technical committee, which is a non-government technical committee, which is set up in Europe, which have very recently come up with the Vital 3. What is Vital 3? Vital 3 is voluntary incidental trace allergen labeling. It is expected that any packaged food which is out in the retail must have declaration of the allergen, even if it is incidental in nature. That is something which has become an expectation in Europe, and very soon this is something which is going to be, one would expect that this is something which is going to come to developing markets also, including India. I won't go into too much of detail, but I just wanted to touch upon this as a starting point of the emerging challenges in the nutrition industry, that as we talk of nutraceuticals and when we give value-added solutions for nutrition to the end consumer, it becomes of critical importance that the management of allergen is really thought through, right from procurement of raw material to managing the separation and segregation in the manufacturing environment, to changeovers and to the labeling of the allergens in the final product. So this was just my opening point, but we will touch upon an array of topics. And to begin with, the first thing I want to touch upon, because that will be the setting the context of the nutrition challenges in India, I would turn over to Dr. Rini, and I would request you, my simple question to you, Dr. Rini, would be that regulatory challenges in India are no less in terms of stringency compared to anywhere else in the world. That is what we really take a lot of pride in. However, when we look at nutraceuticals and these health foods, what are the emerging regulatory challenges which the nutrition industry should get aware of and prepare for the times to come?
Yeah, thank you, Navneet, and thank you everyone and Synnex for giving me this opportunity. So before I start, I'll say that you have already touched on the issue of allergen, which is very much a concern here as well. So before going to the details of what are the other challenges, I would like to give a small update on what is happening and how we are evolving in the regulatory scenario. So if you see, like 10 years back, the regulation was at a very nascent stage, and we were mostly governed by the Act and the regulations. And slowly, there are all the regulations, the horizontal regulations, the vertical regulations, including the regulation for the nutraceutical and health supplements, FSDUs, functional foods, have emerged. Now, while it's not only a requirement for India, but across the globe, and we were rather at the backstage, and it took us time to understand that yes, supplements and nutraceuticals are also food and can be taken for maintaining good health. It's not necessary to have a tablet or capsule in the food format. That's a major challenge we have faced. I think it's still there, whether we consider the category or we consider the format. So the moment it's a tablet capsule, the concern remains that whether it should be considered as food or not. whether a higher RDA product would be considered as food or not. Or the moment it goes beyond even the claims or the declarations. If something is going beyond a little bit of nutrient content or the normal health claims, it can also go into the pharma or the kind of therapeutic kind of thing. So FSSAI is trying to evolve with time along with the support of industry and all of us working towards bringing better products, as we all know. And what we have seen in the last couple of years, they have emerged with the GMP guideline, they have emerged with the various regulatory guidelines and regulations. They are adding many new ingredients, additives, excipients in the regulations so that to help industry. However, what has happened in the last 5 years? The regulation got very complex because the regulation which was brought in 2016, and in 2021, there is a realization that there are many of the things which are ambiguous in nature. There are a lot of interpretational issues. There are conflict. And the main part is where it is the consumer safety or consumer awareness that still is not up to the level. So consumer safety is the priority of FSSAI as like all other nations. And to do that, they are bringing various regulatory concerns into regulatory framework. And one of them is definitely the various categories that they are brought in. And we are thankful that today we have a lot of clarity on what kind of products can be prepared under a tablet capsule format or a powder format, and how we can subcategorize those products. So the recent overhaul regulation which has come up under FSSAI, they have given clear demarcation on various formats, allowing various formats like gummies, gels, biscuits, all this under nutraceuticals. So that's a very, very positive step. Apart from that, they are giving different, format-specific additives so that you can use those considerably in your products. They are subdividing the FSDU under sports nutrition and also for weight management separately. So there is a specific subcategory of, or weight management and weight control.
Rini, thank you so much. Can I just take your 1 minute?
Yeah, please.
Sorry to interrupt, panel members. Sorry to interrupt. My apologies, Navneet ji. I think we have already started the panel session, but we missed out one key CXO panel member. And can we have a big round of applause and invite Mr. ABIR MUKHERJEE, CTO, Alpha Milkfoods Private Limited on stage. ABIR ji, so much, ma'am.
Thank you. So, so where I've left is that there are a lot of positive things which we are receiving right now, which is giving much more regulatory clarity in the developing our products and formulations. However, the critical challenges still remain, as Navneet said, that the allergen declaration, which is now part of the regulation, and it is also incidental or accidental, even if it is there. So there is a provision that the FBO may declare. So it's up to the food business operator, depending on the handling of the products or the raw materials or the hygienic practices or the clearances or whatever is happening within the premise. It's up to the FBO to decide on whether he wants to declare even the coincidental or accidental contaminations. However, there are clear guidance given on what all should come on the label for, like you are using whey, you have to give contains milk. So kind of this. Apart from that, we are, as I said, it's an evolving issue, and regulatory cannot be stagnant. It's very, very dynamic, and things are happening, changing on a daily basis. So another constraint which we feel is the interpretational issues of the law. So at various jurisdictions, the interpretation is different than the understanding of the industry as well as the regulated at the central region. We have seen that simple category is also getting confused in different regions, that they are thinking that that particular product should go under some different category. So this brings a kind of not only a conflict, but a kind of ambiguity in the whole process. So apart from that, I think the proper implementation, there is no seamless implementation of the act and the rules. And as we all know, the products were already there when the regulation were brought in. So they had to do a lot of adjustment in the process. So it is still going on, and we can only hope that going forward we'll be in a much better position to address and to be addressed our issues and concerns and regarding the products. And another point I feel is, apart from the issues and challenges externally, is internal problems. I feel the frequent changes in the regulation also impacts our labeling, impacts the product formulation, and also impact the licensing process a lot. So those were, I think, is critical in nature, and the regulation is evolving. The overall draft is already out, which is operationalized. So please refer those and see wherever there are issues and concerns, and as an industry we can work together to bring those up going forward. Thank you so much. Thank you, Navneet.
Thank you, Dr. Rini. I will pick up the nuggets of your talk when we wrap up, so that we don't keep losing time on our summarization. I just want to impress on one thing, that when we talk of nutrition, we always remember that dairy is, from dairy industry point of view, India is one of the largest producers of milk, if not the largest. I mean, this debate continues. There are discussions where India is deemed as the largest milk producer in the world, and I'm sure the dairy experts will give the correct data on that. But milk plays such a vital and important role in the Indian societal development that we have got a very strong representation from dairy in our panel here. And therefore, to migrate to the product formats, that is what we thought of, I would request Rahul Srivastava from Lactalis to talk about the role which dairy can play in the nutrition industry, both in terms of challenges and opportunities.
Thank you, Navneet. Good afternoon, everybody here. So first, let me correct that we are the largest producer of the milk in the world. It's not one of the largest. There is some debate because we are also producing buffalo milk, and Western world, they don't consider buffalo milk as a cow milk, so they compare cow milk versus cow milk, and they say like that. But we are the largest producer of the milk in the world, and currently we produce about 200 million metric ton of milk per year. To simplify, it is about 55 crore liter per day, which is the largest amount of milk any country produces. Now, the main topic is that, all across world, when you're talking about the nutrition, the milk plays a very, very crucial role in human nutrition. That is known to everybody. Especially in India, where we were milk deficient when we got the independence in 1947, our milk production was only 17 million metric ton. Now we came, long across, and now today we are producing 200 million metric ton. Now the problem is that when we say that we are the largest producer of the milk in the world, we produce about 55 crore liter milk per day, which is basically equivalent to about 406 gram per capita per day, which is more than the WHO standard of milk requirement for per person per day. Still we have the largest population which is malnourished. And that is the irony, that in spite of having a very, very wonderful food which we call milk, our country has a maximum number of people who are undernutrition, especially kids. And even all across age, we have a problem of nutrition. And this is very important because milk is the only product or only product which contains all the micronutrients which any human body needs for nutrition. It contains protein, fat, calcium, vitamin D, riboflavin, all phosphorus, zinc, everything. And if you take the proper, milk diet per day, almost 25 to 27% of the total micronutrients, a human body needs can be, done by milk. But the problem is that in spite of all these good things we are talking about, largest producer of the milk, per capita availability is more than WHO standard, still why our population is under nutrition, and this is very important. The issue is that perhaps we as a society, we don't know the goodness of the milk. We think the milk is only for tea making or coffee making. We don't know the real benefit of the milk, and especially to the people who really mostly they need it. The irony is that the milk producer which produces the milk is the highly malnourished. He does not know he should also drink milk, and that's the problem across the country, where more than 30-40% people are underweight and undernutrition, and they are not having good cognitive development. So it starts with the basic fabric of society in terms of health. We may be the largest democracy and second most populous country, but we are the weakest country in terms of health. That is very important. So dairy has to play a very, very important role in nutrition. The only issue is that whether we are making people aware that if you drink a glass of milk, this kind of nutrition you get into your body, which is very, very important. There is a lot of other things which we can do, like fortification through milk, because milk is also a very good carrier to transport lot of good things inside the body. Even if you take any medicine or you take any supplement, people say that you take along with the milk. It's very, very, very good carrier for all the good ingredients. So basically our key, I would say 2-3 focus point, how the dairy can play a very important role. First of all, the awareness to the people, making people aware that drinking milk is very important, especially the people who are producing it. The saddest part is that the people who are producing milk, they are the weakest in terms of health. And if you see the states like UP and Bihar and Gujarat, those who are producing one of the largest amount of milk, their health level is very low. If you see the survey, National Health Survey and all, the poorest is in Bihar, UP and Gujarat. Even in Gujarat, where a lot of milk is produced, but people don't understand the importance of the milk. So this is one. Second is that how we are going to ensure that people are getting the right quality of milk. That is a very, very big challenge, because we are discussing some challenges also. The adulteration, the cold chain, these are the very, very important challenges what we have in our dairy industry, where milk is produced by more than 9 crore farmers in this country, and how it is transported, and with the summer and all this thing, milk has only 45 minutes life. Within 45 minutes, if you don't process it, don't chill it, the milk gets deteriorated. The quality of milk gets deteriorated. And it's very important to handle the milk very, very cautiously, so that we don't have that kind of issue in terms of quality of milk. So making the people aware, providing the adulteration-free quality milk to the people, this is very important. Sometimes the government policies are also very important. Why I'm saying government policy? We know that we are producing so much milk. India needs a lot of nutrition sources, which is dairy is one of them. Still, we don't have a proper arrangement and proper distribution and policy level network where milk can be distributed to the people who need it, whether it's an urban poor or rural poor. What we do, we have lot of milk, we don't consume, we make skim milk powder, and we export skim milk powder. And then what we say, we give subsidy to export skim milk powder. So we are exporting our nutrition, which is needed in our country by our people, and we are making our people nutrition deficient. That is very, very important, and as a policy level also this has to be understood, because it has a lot of economic implication. People have studied that we lose about 12% of our GDP just because our people are not healthy. their productivity, their intellect, their wisdom, everything, if you convert it to the economic term, this is big money which we lose because of our low productivity, because of our poor health of the people. So what I mean to say that dairy is very, very important. We are lucky that dairy is a food in India, which is a mythological food. Now we are talking about Lord Krishna 5,000 years back. So it's a good that in our country, everybody knows milk. This is not the case in other countries where, milk is not the most preferred diet. Everybody knows how to drink milk here. And if we really make this, these problems sorted out, I think nutrition will be secured. And I would say, as an industry also, this is a very big industry in terms of, and then you can do a lot of value addition. We can make paneer, we can make cheese, we can make yogurt, we can make curd, probiotic curd, which are very, very important, very, very more efficient for providing nutrition. So this is what I would like to summarize. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahulji. In fact, I take this forward to Professor Dr. Rajorhi, that if dairy is so important and so relevant to our nutritive requirement in our society, then do you have any thoughts or ideas in terms of what we can do to introduce new ideas, new products, or invent new concepts in the field of dairy, which can really be beneficial for the consumers?
Thank you. This is a subject that I have been handling all through my life. For 60 years, we have been working on new product development for the dairy industry, taking forward the message from Sri Rahul Kumar that milk is nearly a perfect food. We need to increase the consumption of milk and milk products among the masses of this country. A little correction to what Rahulji said. Today we are producing 210 million tons of milk. The rate of milk production every year is increasing by 6.5%. The consumption is only 4%. Therefore, there is a need for us to not only increase the consumption by introducing new products, but also to look for export markets. All these years, you see, we have been talking of new product development. And to save the time, I will say that a very good opportunity has been taken up by our dairy industry by introducing yogurt and dahi. There is a need perhaps to go into the use of Lactobacillus vulgaricus, because we know that in Bulgaria, the average lifespan is 100 years. India is still lags behind. I wish all of us live longer than 100 years. And for that purpose, Lactobacillus vulgaricus should find place in our yogurt and dahi. We have had in the morning session discussions on probiotics. Several years ago, we have introduced probiotic in ice cream, maybe sometime in 77, 78. But the industry is, I don't know why it's shy of not adopting the recommendations that have been made by the Dairy Research Institute and the institutions elsewhere. There is a need for increasing the production of probiotic products, as we have seen in the morning, that they provide great opportunity for us to improve our health of the entire nation. There is a need for us to think of low salt, low sugar, and low fat products. And for that purpose, new products need to be developed. For example, in case of cheese, we add a lot of salt. So efforts are being made to reduce the amount of salt in this cheese and to make it as good or similar to that which is produced by adding salt into cheese. There is also a great scope for utilizing whey proteins. We make a lot of cheese, paneer, chana, and whey becomes the byproduct. So we should not, drain this whey, but use it for new product formulation, recover whey proteins, because whey proteins are known to enhance the immunity in the body, and whey protein enriched foods have a great scope in future in this country. Fortification has been discussed to a great extent, but more of it needs to be done in almost all situations, except for whole milk. This has to be introduced into toned and double toned milk. Milk products with Ayurvedic preparations have a great scope. A lot of work has been done in National Dairies Institute on the application of ashwagandha, arjuna, stevia, curry and betel leaf for producing healthy milk products for the country. Dairy industry has to think of introducing these products for increasing the consumption pattern. Ghee is largely country's product. Most important for us, we have had a kind of phobia in past, which was certainly I think it was a design to keep consumption of ghee or butter at low level. After 57 years, now the United States has come with the conclusion that that was a wrong thing that we did for the whole world. Anyway, they have already had their fortune made out of blood thinners, that also for removing the cholesterol from body. But unfortunately, we have lost great time, and this is an opportunity for us to introduce ghee, not only in this country, but also sell it elsewhere. While staying, for a year in Australia, I conducted trials in which I proved that if you eat butter and ghee, you are only eating 40% of cholesterol and ghee. 60% of ghee is segregated with ghee residue. But now let us, tell the public that cholesterol is no longer the issue, and it should become the item of choice in everybody's daily life. There is a possibility, since India produces largest amount of buffalo milk, good quality mozzarella cheese can be produced, which not only can find place in restaurants and hotels and households, but also this should be an item of export in future. We have done considerable amount of research work on production of long life products like khoa powder, rasgulla mix powder, gulab jamun mix powder, mango milk powder, long life kheer and rabdi. These are the products which need to be taken up by the industry to enhance their productivity, performance, and also to make these products available not only in this country, but all over the world. Canada is looking for buffalo khoa powder because a lot of Indians reside there, and buffalo milk is not produced there, so they want khoa powder to be imported in that country to make good quality sweets. So our submission will be that industry should look forward for the new developments which are taking place in various research institutes and laboratories and take a chance to adopt them. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rajorhi. Let me move a bit away from dairy now, and let's also use this opportunity to explore what is the space of organic food in the Indian market, Do we have big opportunities lying ahead of us, or this is something which is actually a too risky a proposition? So what I would do is I would request Shri Karan Singh to really reflect on the opportunities and challenges of organics. Over to you.
Thank you, Navneet ji. Very correct question at the correct time itself. I think organic industry is pre-COVID level and the post-COVID level, you have seen so many changes in this industry itself. Pre-COVID level, there was only a buzz, but now there is a demand. So there's a big basic difference in people are looking for a right food at the right nutrition value. And they understand that this value came with the organic grown food only or herbs only or the process only. So it's in the right era itself where I can say that this is an opportunity for the Indian market to grow their business into organic way itself in terms of spreading these product to the global market. The demand in the global market is huge. People know about, nowadays people know about Giloy, where in pre-COVID level they don't understand what is Giloy is. So they know in the European market and in the American market and as well as in the, like ashwagandha is popular around the world. Nobody, no need to, promote in terms of that. But apart from that, many other herbs within these 2 years get popular, like Giloy, ashwagandha, neem, tulsi. These are the products which was highlighted in this particular era and having a huge market. Why I'm saying this, there are the 3 things whichever comes in my mind always, that we can't beat Americans on technology. We can't beat Americans on technology. We can't beat Japan on robotic. We can't beat China on this low manufacturing practice, but we can beat everyone or any other country with our knowledge of Ayurveda and our knowledge of herbs, which we are having not from today's or 100 years back. It is more than a 5,000-year-old knowledge which we are having, and we need to promote it heavily. Correctly, sir said that they are coming up with a milk with this ashwagandha blended with the other ingredients, which make me feel proud that people are now looking towards to these kind of ingredients, adding in their food and adding in this. So it's definitely grow the market. This is an opportunity for everyone. As an industrialist, I can say that this is an opportunity for the others also to come up with some creative ideas how to we can promote these kind of herbs, which we are very strong on it. We have a cultivation practice like इससे अच्छा I can't say that इससे अच्छी opportunity हमारे पास होगी आने वाले समय में. So this is the right time and the right opportunity that the market is huge, almost like a $6 trillion industry. This is almost like a $6 trillion industry and almost expecting that it will grow by 5x by the next 3 to 5 years. So it's a good opportunity for us to enter into this segment.
Thank you, Shri Karan Singh. If you're talking about such huge opportunities of organics, and I will expand the opportunities not just to organics, but to the entire nutrition industry and the nutrition field. So what I will like to do is to migrate very subtly into the business opportunities. What can, let us say, because of COVID, lot of new channels got discovered or rediscovered. Multi-channels came into vogue, omni-channels, e-commerce started getting bigger and bigger. So what I would request is that Shri ABIR Mukherjee, if you can really reflect on how omni-channel strategy can really provide a fillip to this industry and create bigger opportunities which are really lying underneath as of now.
Thanks. Thank you for just waiting for me to come on this dais rather than.
I would say a fox paw. I mean,
Anyway,
my flow was getting interrupted, and I was wondering when you were missing from the seat.
no problem. Now let's proceed with that. So what has COVID told us, as everybody has pointed out, that the shift towards the nutritional benefits and the awareness has increased quite a few folds. The people are much more conscious about what they are eating and how they can get an immune system that can fight something like COVID or have a better food. And as we has been pointed out, that during COVID, people were thinking of something like your Giloy or Ashwagandha just to boost the immunity. And this is definitely a platform or a channel or an awareness campaign that has come right from the consumer point. It was the consumers that were being forced to do it, and that's why there's quite a huge shift towards the nutrition and the benefits that we get from the nutrition. Basically, if we talk about the omni-channel is something where you can have, and to be very simple, the offline and online club together. That you can purchase it directly from the market, online, or you can just stroll into a, say, department store also. So how does that benefit? That's a thing that is to be discussed. And if we say that how does it benefit, so it comes to the point that it is beneficial for the industry, that it can very well target a particular segment and have an exact exposure and a particular knowledge about the customer, that what the customer wants, how much quantity is required, what he is expecting from the producer or the manufacturer. Now there are challenges of this omni-channels also, because there is a nth number of platforms coming up. So how to choose it out? So for that, few regulatory things are there, the campaigns are there, and ultimately the consumer has to choose. The demand and the challenges is always there. The demand is going, as well as the challenges. The challenges were there, and they will keep on challenging, and the industry has to adopt to the challenges. The nutrition is something that is going to stay here, and every manufacturer has to think that what my consumer expects from me. We are to provide the customer, the end user, the exact nutrition, so that what we are talking about today, that even if we are the largest milk producers, we are a team, a country where we have got the maximum number of malnutrition people. So that awareness and the exact balancing, everybody is to know, as we talked in the morning on few other panels also. Regulatory things are coming up, but the awareness is to come through these omni-channels, where there is a campaign is to be there. Now the electronic media is quite strong. Everybody is aware that what is coming in the market and what are the new trends. And through COVID, everybody is searching on the channels also. So it's quite a balance between the demand and the challenges. And everybody has to develop. The industry has to cater as per the needs, and like that, vice versa. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhijit. So, omni-channel and, in fact, multi-channel are there to stay and there to grow big. What I will like to do is I will just like to turn around to Dixit ji to reflect upon. We have spoken of quite a few opportunities in the dairy industry, both in terms of new opportunities of product format and also the current challenges. But what I will look forward to you is the business perspective of the opportunities and the challenges. What we were discussing till now was the product opportunities and product challenges. But what about the business opportunities and the business challenges which lie in front of dairy industry?
Thank you, Navneet ji. Actually, we are talking about nutrition, and we think about before 5,000 year, what our you can say country was established about nutrition. So let me explain very honestly that using on ourselves, then you can explain very clearly. So what I am personally doing, I am using 100 gram ghee, desi ghee on myself per day, but actually I am also using a help from yoga teacher, how to use this ghee and what to do on regular basis yoga to digest this ghee. But let me explain very clearly to you people that our product, this desi ghee, is a really wonderful thing, because after you can say 40-50 years, a lot of people is complaining that he is or she is having knee pain and lot of body pains are there. So what people are going, they are taking medicines, allopathic, homeopathics, and one medicine is further giving another, you can say, invite to next disease. So one thing is very much clear. I have reduced my weight up to 5 kg in last 3 months only, and I'm feeling so much light, and this desi ghee is giving me so much energy. So as Dr. Rajorhi has explained very clearly, a lot of people have criticized our this desi ghee product last 50 years. So we have to be very much aggressive on social media. What nutrition our country is having, we should always promote this. And this gentleman also said about this organic herbs we are having. So what 3 things we are having? You can say dairy nutrition and yoga mythology, I should say. And third thing is herbs. So blend of these 3 things can change our life. Because in metro cities and each and every city people have forget exercise. And they are more keen what to eat, what not to eat. They are not keen what to do, how much exercise he or she should do. Because as per my knowledge, we should always do exercise at least 1 to 2 hours. He or she should invest on herself or himself, because food is being digested in the body when you do exercise. Sitting on the chair, it will not give you impact. And second thing is that what we are doing, FSI is given this parameter, like in this skim milk powder, 34 protein. But reality is that in buffalo milk, this protein is, you can say, 44. And in cow milk, it is 34. What we have adopted, only 34% protein. So this extra protein is, you can say, our goodness. But what people are doing, they are doing lot of things to dilute this protein. So these are a lot of challenges. We should uncover these things, and openly on the platform we should accept. We have done a lot of mistakes, because for society, for humanity, we should come out and we should work on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dixit ji. Let me now take it to the CEO perspective of the current challenges and opportunities in the nutrition and food industry. So, Dr. Tyagi, my question to you would be that if we look from a CEO perspective, what are the challenges and opportunities which lie for any in the industry of nutrition and nutraceuticals?
First of all, I am very thankful to Navneet ji, Synnex, for giving me this opportunity to speak here. As you know that post-pandemic, there is a steep hike in the price of the raw material, packaging material, and other input also. So it is making the most of the CEO of the company difficult to sustain the operation. This is the biggest challenge for every industry, because you can't pass all the price of the raw material and packaging material to the consumer as you have to beat in the market. For coming for this challenge and how to overcome this challenge. But at the same time, after post-pandemic, consumer is willing to pay more for safe and hygienically packed foods. In other words, unbranded market is converted to the branded market. And there is a significant in the growth of the packaged food product. So hence, the biggest challenge for any CEO of the company, how to sustain the business and how to grab the opportunity in the market. Hence, to grab this opportunity, so there is a big need of the innovation. In addition to innovation, there is a big need of automation. As all we know, the cost of the automation is very less as compared to the cost of the manual or semi-manual operation. So to overcome this type of at the same time we have to grab the opportunity and at the same time we have to sustain the business. That is why most of the small business has been closed down because they are unable to sustain the business in terms of the cost of the operation, but they have the opportunity. Every business has the opportunity. So there, as we know, our Prime Minister Modi also said that at what cost you are operating. This is very important. At what cost you are operating. Hence, the solution of this problem to make your business viable, to optimize your business and to reduce the cost of the operation significantly so that we can compete to the Indian market and we can also compete to the global market. So this is the biggest challenge. But coming toward the nutrition side, consumer also looking how you are doing the sustainable business. If I come to the nutrition market and see our company, put our company on this platform, so first of all, I agree with Dixit, the Desi ghee. That is why in Haldiram, each and every restaurant, we have the 102 restaurants. And we are using 100% Desi ghee in each and every restaurant. Our no one product prepared from the dalda or vegetable oil in the restaurant. So this we are doing from the so many years, from the 60 years, because we know the goodness of the ghee. In addition to ghee, for the nutrition, I think some of the people will be familiar here. Whole food also belong to Haldiram. In the whole food, if you go to the Max hospital or any hospital, so you'll find the stall of the whole food, where you'll find the wholesome bread, no atta bread, this is the 100% atta bread, no maida bread. And we are not using any maida type of the item in the wholesome product. And similarly, Haldiram come to the future life. This is the new brand, which is co-branded with a very big multinational company, Future, and we are giving some oats of the product for the nutrition side. Therefore, and I would like to highlight one thing also here, which is not discussed here. After post-pandemic, in addition to the nutritive product here, nutrition, consumer is looking after safety. I think safety nobody has discussed. Therefore, there is need of the safety, there is need of to make the hygienically prepared processed food, and there is need of the nutrition also, just like a high protein, high fiber, low fat, low sugar, low salt. Some of the products are healthy because we have converted to the healthy platform much before the post-COVID. Just like you take the example of the moong dal, you take the example of the chana jorganam, you take the example of the basmati, then we have the product roasted salted peanut, roasted cashew nut, roasted almond, and we have some dry food based sweet also, Also, we have the low sugar rasgulla, low sugar son papdi, low sugar gulab jamun. So, in nutshell, if I summarize the CEO main role to sustain the business, so CEO has to be think that how I can sustain my business by reducing the cost of operation significantly, which we can do. If China can do, definitely we are different than China. We have to do the cost reduction without compromise with the quality, so that we can capture the global market. So we have to reduce the cost of the operation, but we should not leave to grab the opportunity, because the opportunity will not come again and again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tyagi. What I'm realizing when I was listening to this set of panel members who were speaking from their own perspective, one takeaway I was carrying for myself is, in each of their respective short talks, each one was imploring upon us to think bigger. So in whatever space we operate today, think beyond the boundary conditions and think bigger. So I could see, and if I just capture some of the key nuggets, Dr. Rani, when she was talking from regulatory perspective, she was giving the optimistic outlook which is now emerging out, where very clear regulations are now coming onto the table with respect to health food and the nutraceuticals. And very segmented approach is being taken in the regulatory environment, which actually will enable more industries or more business houses to really enter into this space and expand the opportunities. We talked about, as Rahulji was talking about, he gave very valuable statistics that we are indeed the largest milk manufacturer in the world, and we should not shy away from that. And that gives us the opportunity to really build upon that. The challenges, of course, are the adulteration and the cold chain, but then there are ways and means by which we can really overcome them. Professor Rajorhi, of course, gives us a lot of ideas about what are the new segments in which we can enter from the dairy industry perspective, which can actually enhance the nutrition opportunity for the consumer. Karan Singh ji talked about the biggest opportunity which sits in the Indian industry to really go global, starting from organic and expanding into other avenues. But the opportunity is really, really huge if we can really leverage that effectively. ABIR Mukherjee, thanks a lot for giving a glimpse of what lies ahead in terms of omni-channel. And omni-channel is going to stay. So my takeaway from what ABIR was speaking is that somewhere nutrition industry will have to start looking at technological collaboration or opportunities from the IT industry, so that we can leverage what is coming as high-tech stuff from IT to really build upon the omni-channel strategy. Dixit ji, I was impressed with your example of the self, that you started consuming 100-gram ghee and then applying the relevant application of 100-gram ghee to really gain or maximize the nutritional health benefit from that. And that was his starting point. And then he gave array of examples how using the traditional stuff which is available in India, it goes very well if and only if we actually employ active lifestyle, regular exercising. Otherwise, we keep blaming the food and the consumption of food and say that our health is not improving. Because good food has to go hand in hand with exercise and active lifestyle. Great stuff. Dr. Tyagi, nothing to take away what you said, that fundamental challenge is the increasing cost of RMPM, and that cost can be neutralized by the appropriate automation and ensuring that the costs are brought down. And this is actually an insight to us, because traditionally in India we have always been believing that in India the labor cost is so low that automation always gets offset by cheap labor available. But you are giving us a CEO perspective that right automation in the right scale really helps in offsetting the cost. So this is really, these are some of my takeaways. And of course, I did mention that on the global arena, we need to understand that various challenges which are coming up, we need to be geared up for that, especially allergens. What I would like to do is, since we have got a few minutes in hand, I would throw the house open to any relevant questions which you can really put up to this panel, and we will figure out, you can decide whom you want to put the question to. We can take one or two questions before we wrap up. So somebody from Synnex who can really help in providing the microphone so that we can pick up the questions. Is there any Synnex representative in the room? Well, if there is nobody, can we pass the mic down? So
Sure, absolutely. So I would request the audience to please raise the hand, and in the interest of the time, we can take 4 or 5 questions. And please do introduce yourself, and please do introduce your organization and the question to which panel member it is addressed to.
Good afternoon. Myself, Dr. Pradeep. I work with Zion Life Sciences. Sir, my question is, like we are saying, we are the largest producer of milk around the world, and but we are on back foot when we talk about whey protein, because whey protein is basic ingredient for a sports nutrition industry. So is there any chance we can become self-sufficient, or what our industry, specifically dairy industry, needs to do so that we can become self-sufficient and we can produce premium quality whey, which is right now we are importing from US, Europe or other countries? Thank you, sir.
So I would have actually diverted this question to Professor Rajorhi, but Dixit ji, would you like to take this question? Or Rahul, you would like to take?
Yes, very nice question, because we have lot of whey protein which basically we drain out. See the why, from where this whey comes, it comes from the paneer and cheese. Okay, when we make paneer or cheese, we get whey, and then that is a very precious protein, I would say, which we should use it. And slowly now it is coming now, because now people have started using whey to make whey protein concentrate and all this thing. But still we are not that big where we are importing all the whey protein from for the all this gym and all this thing where people want to take whey protein. We are still importing. So the basic difference is the investment. Let me tell you very frankly, it's basically investment. In other countries, what happens when the companies, dairy companies, they make cheese or some similar kind of product, cottage cheese or whatever it is, they have a centralized plant where they collect whey from various cheese companies and they make whey protein concentrate or whey protein variants, which is very they get economies of scales and cost of production is down and then become quite manageable. Here every dairy cannot have this kind of investment to put the that kind of investment in this. So we have to change the way we work. So maybe here also some investment can be done where the main dairy company which is making whey protein concentrate, they are not making cheese or paneer, but they are collecting whey from other small cheese companies or unorganized sector and then taking use of whey. But you are very right that this is a very big potential market, and today what we are doing, we are wasting this very precious protein. So I think it requires a very comprehensive view to do that. Individual dairy companies are not, they will not be capable to do that. In abroad also, the whey protein concentrate companies, they are not the dairy companies. They are specializing on the whey protein.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope the question is answered. We have a question from Dr. Manika Vasagam here in the front. Can we have the mic, please?
Rather, this is not a question, and right point has been taken care by Mr. Navneet and Mr. Rahul. We are the largest producer of the milk, but we are the largest people who have been suffering in the malnutrition. So I have again one suggestion where the summit can give also. If it is possible, the government of India, we can recommend to give some sort of distribution through the PDS to which it can reach the BPL our main powders and skim milk powders or any whole milk powders, if it is possible, it can be reached. So summit can take considerations and the forum can take the consideration on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much. Any question? You have a question here? Please, sir.
I think just in extension to the question that has been asked, I think there have been huge demand, in the Indian market to have the whey protein solution from the country itself. And therefore, it's a submission to, I understand to your point that yes, a lot of investments are required. And to his point, we are the largest producer of the milk. And why can't we develop that capability in India? I think it's time that we address that. And we have such a huge, cooperative which is working so well in India, the NDDV. Probably my submission is that if NDDV can pursue this a little bit more, I think there is huge demand in the market. The external environment is so fluid that the prices are going up and down. Plus, if you have to be reliant only on the import, I think it's going to be very difficult for the industries who are using whey protein as an ingredient into their product. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
I want to answer.
Next question, I think we've got a question from Suresh ji.
Just before you raise the question, Dixit, you want to add something to that?
Yes,
particular
yes.
point?
So he rightly said that if we stop the wastage of food from our country with the help of technology, then we can have the real solution for the malnutrition. Because as somebody said about this whey protein, and he rightly said about the whey isolate, which is being used by the gym people to build the muscles. So actually, just Rahul ji said it is a matter of investment. It is a matter of, you can say, raw material collection also, because nobody is having so big quantity of, you can say, whey. So this company can introduce self, you can say, investment or infrastructure. So we can take responsibility in UP only, that we can start this investment, we can start this infrastructure, because we are the bigger manufacturer of fresh paneer. So we are going to start this unit and using this, you can say, this paneer whey for whey isolate. But lot of quantity of paneer is manufactured by so-called unorganized people, and they are just throwing this way. And it is really hazardous for our soil, hazardous for our, you can say, this rivers. So we have to really work on this opportunity, and we are going to take this challenge. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dixit ji. I think Suresh ji had a question. Yes, Suresh ji.
Myself, Suresh Garg, Managing Director, G.S.Rajorhi Life Sciences Limited. My question is, India is having a lot of adulterated milk. What is experts are doing on this? According to my view, whey powders are not done in India because of the adulteration. When we get the milk and process it, immediately if we use the whey, then there can be excellent quality. But once the adulterated milk comes and going the way somewhere, that is not sweet, which is a requirement where the other countries are much advanced. When they get the milk, same time that is pasteurized on the way, and there is no problem. So as per India is concerned, the plenty of capex can come, that's not an issue. Issue is the quality of the milk. Please, experts.
Navneet ji.
Professor?
So you have referred to the problem of adulteration. ऐसा होता है कि चूंदर होती है ना, उससे जो है ना बहुत बड़ा पहाड़ बना देते हैं. छोटा सा बनाती है वो, लेकिन एडल्ट्रेशन की प्रॉब्लम हम सब लोगों ने उसको इतना हवा बना दिया है कि मानो कि अडल्टेटेड चीज़ हम खा रहे हैं, हम पी रहे हैं. In fact, the survey which has been conducted by the FSSAI, they have issued a draft, report on the quality of paneer, khoa and chana that is being marketed in this country. So you will be happy to know that the percentage of low quality paneer or low quality khoa or chana is very small. Now efforts are being made to enforce the safety standards by various state government, because you see the central government will form the rules, but enforcement was somehow lacking. I had some 10 days ago a meeting with the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Singh, in the FSSAI, to talk about the results that we have got out of this survey. And I did raise this issue that how do we take even a small portion of milk is being adulterated, then how do we take care of this? Now he said that yes, now they are trying to regulate the quality and safety of milk and milk products in states also. Instructions have been issued to food safety commissioners of various states to make sure that houses which make substandard products are raided and punitive actions initiated. I think we are moving towards a healthy India.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you, sir.
Dixit, will you like to add to it? The basic question was.
1 minute.
Yeah, the basic question was very specific to why are we not able to upscale whey protein manufacture and whey powder manufacture in India? And the prime reason seems to be because adulterated milk prohibits leveraging the extraction of whey protein and whey extract at the right time. So that was the premise of the question. If you have anything to add to that.
You see, when you work on whey protein concentrate, all the adulterants, if they are not of whey protein nature, they will be segregated by the process that we use in the manufacture of whey products. So adulteration will not have any problem. It is true that you have said, if the quality of whey is good, then whey can find many other uses. In the, this can go into buttermilk, छाछ, लस्सी, उसमें सब जा सकता है वो, which is allowed.
Dixit ji, you had any point on this?
Yes. Actually, very simple. We are largest milk producer of the world. Our country is really should feel proud. But everybody raised the question about adulteration only in milk. But we should understand this Devta and Rakshas पहले भी थे, आज भी हैं और आगे भी रहेंगे. गवर्नमेंट बहुत सारे प्रिकॉशन ले रही है, हमें भी जागरूक होना चाहिए. हम करते हैं एज ए आनंदा, अगर कोई दूध अडल्टेटेड आता है उस गांव में लिटरली मीटिंग करते हैं, पंचायत करते हैं और फाइंड आउट करते हैं और उस फार्मर को ये रियलाइज करते हैं यू हैव डन रियली ब्लंडर ऑफ योर लाइफ. सो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स कैन बी डन एंड लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज आर डूइंग rigorously, you can say testing parameters and these kind of things, but you cannot just given a seal of quality and milk. Let me tell you honestly, once you procure milk from the farmer, there is no testing mechanism. You can test each and every drop of milk and no company can claim this. I can say honestly, but this major quality testing being done on your factory level, then what you will do traceability, that this milk came from which place, from which farmer, then you do. So a lot of things to be done in testing equipment also. So challenges are always there. We have to come up for the solution.
Dixit sir, thank you so much. Navneet ji, I think,
I know,
thank you so
we are
much.
running out of time, so we'll close it here.
Yeah, there would be a lot of questions for this panel. So I think what we can do obviously is...
I'm waiting for one. I have to ask.
Sir, I would request you to be very precise.
Very precise. So this is a question related to organic ingredients. Just came to know 6 trillion market. And of course, it will be growing, of course, by 10 folds in next 2 to 3 years. On what factors we should improve to compete the international market? It's very simple.
Yes. Very good question. And I think on that basis, on what basis you ask the किस basis पे इसको ठीक किया जाएगा? My simple word will be on the basis of the quality. That's the only way we can win. If we give a good quality, the best in class quality, then I can guarantee that we can achieve whatsoever the business is lying in front of us. And for that, what we need to do, we need to produce those kind of cultivation practices where why we promote organic, why I'm saying organic again and again. See, we have seen it personally, that the nutrient values in organic grown herbs, fruits is way high compared to the or the conventional or the old practice, the practice which is laden with the heavy chemicals and fertilizers. So we have seen it, that the nutrient values on these fruits and herbs is way high compared to the conventional grown organic fruits and herbs. And I am 100% sure if we give the quality product to the customers, to the world market, I am 100% sure that we can capture this opportunity in a very quick time. And in fact, recently I've seen it, Modi ji is promoting Ayurveda in an international seminars and all. So that's an opportunity for us here sitting in this country, that what we need to do, that world is looking forward for us. We need to, develop those kind of range of products, which is widely not in that market, but people are looking to take in that market.
Thank you so much. And can we have a big round of applause for this wonderful panel here? And now I would like to call on stage Mr. Suresh Garg, Managing Director of Zion Life Sciences Private Limited, to kindly do the honors of felicitating this wonderful panel here. Suresh ji, welcome to the stage. I would request the honorable panel members to kindly pose for a group photograph with Suresh ji. And a big round of applause for this panel, Dr. A.K. Tyagi, Mr. Radhey Shyam Dixit, Rahul Kumar Srivastav, Dr. G.S.Rajorhi, Mr. ABIR MUKHERJEE, Ms. Rini Sanyal, Mr. Karn Singh, and of course Navneet ji for wonderfully moderating the panel. Thank you so much, honorable panel members, for making this an exciting and a fantastic panel session. And thank you so much, Suresh ji, for doing the honors and felicitating the panel members.